Let's see. See who else comes over from Bertles or whoever shows up. We just got done over there, all full of dirt from doing that stand. But let's see. Try to start it as quick as that other one ended. Make sure I'm off that other one. There we go. All right. Let's see. As people start coming in here, I guess I'll bring people up to what's going on. There we go. Hey, Steven. So I'm a communist fish keeper, huh? Hey, how you doing, Sweet Acres? Mark, how you doing, Mark? We just got done on Berto's live stream. I wasn't ready to go to bed yet, so figured we'll do something. I don't even know if Craig's going on right now. He usually is. Oh, well, go to bed, Sam. Go to bed. This is not even programmed or anything. It's not anything formal. It's just I really wasn't ready to go to bed yet. It's not going to be that long, anyways. That's what I said last time too. Yeah, but it was crazy. Oh, the last one where I said I wasn't supposed to go to work because I thought I was off. Come to find out, I get a call at 2:00 in the afternoon the following day and say, "Hey, where are you at?" I guess I looked at the schedule wrong, and I was supposed to be at work. So that was interesting. But either way, yeah, Sam, go rest, dude. You've been on all day. There's plenty of moderators here. I think I just make almost everybody a moderator. So are you going over there, Alex? Are you going to Sal's house or not? Your impromptus are the best. Well, that last one was kind of weird. Made it awkward at the end, but oh well. So, well, I guess I could kind of fill you in as to what's happened and some of the things that have been going on. I don't know if I talked about it on that last live stream, but since that day, or I might have mentioned it, I've been surprised. Here's the thing: when I took on that project, and I know some people have made mention of it that they're waiting for me to reach out and if I need help to ask for help and stuff like that. But here's the thing: it's not that I'm being ungrateful and I don't appreciate that. But when I took it on is with the idea that I had everything I needed to be able to get that aquarium started. And I never really thought about it making it like a project where I would reach out and ask for people for donations and stuff like that, because that was not the intention. I have the stuff. I had the aquarium here. As you guys can see behind me, I have plenty of fish. I have plants. They're not gonna be showstoppers per se. Like if it's not anything like a aquascape competition kind of stuff. But I had the basic stuff to be able to do a nice setup. But again, this is how wonderful everybody is within the community, because almost immediately people started reaching out, and people that when I did this had no intention of 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 bothering anybody with this stuff, because what's the point of you trying to take on a project if you're going to depend on everybody else to help you do it? That's not, well, at least for me, that's not the way I work. That's not the way I move. And but I was very fortunate. I've had people that offered. I was going to use my own personal livestock. I have those angel fish that are growing out. I have plenty of live bears. I have some other, I have a tank full of tiger barbs. I have where to source fish. They're not anything unusual or special, but I think the kids would still enjoy them. So that's why when I started out doing this, I said, yeah, I can do the entire setup. I can do the maintenance for it. So they don't have to worry about somebody doing the upkeep on it. And I'll do it as long as I can do it. they were asking me, well, how do you want to do this for a month and show us? I said, yeah, I can show you guys. That's not a problem. But if you want, I can come in as long as you allow me to come in, and I can take care of it. And because I didn't want it to become like an extra expense for them, where they can allocate that money for other things for the kids. Because if you hire a service to come out and do the maintenance on it, well, that's an extra expense that they have to do. So when I took it on, it was with the idea that I knew I could do it all on my own. But that didn't stop people from wanting to support me, which I'm very grateful for that. The first one on the horn with I didn't even get done posting those on Instagram was Keith. Keith from KG Tropicals. He immediately sent me a text. What do you need? And at that point, the only thing I really did need, because I was going to do this on my by myself, I had everything else I needed. I said, "Well, food," because I hadn't really thought about how I was going to feed these fish. And no longer than 2 or 3 minutes after we finished that conversation, he sent me a tracking number, and I was like, "What?" So, I mean, he didn't even bat an eye. He didn't tell me, "I'll get you at the end of the." It was like, "What do you need? What kind of fish are you putting in there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do a community tank. Most of my fish are smaller fish." He goes, "All right, I know what to get you." And I told him, he goes, "What any size pallet that you prefer?" I like using the 0.5s because most of the fish that I have here will take it. Even the angelfish will eat that size. And like I said, almost within 3 minutes, almost as immediately after hanging up, it was like, boom, it's on its way. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I did not expect that. And I wasn't, I was not doing that. The next call I got was from Steve. And he says, "Let me do all the fish and plants." And I was like, "Dude, I got the fish." He goes, "No." He goes, "You got to do this right." And he sent me a list of, he goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I want to put some tetras in there because I'm very partial to tetras." And he sent me a list, and he goes, "Whatever you want, pick it out of there." And, and I did. I told him, "Let me have 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 of this." And he's like, "No, dude, just, we'll take care of it. Tell me which species you need, and we'll just ship it out to you." So, I'm waiting on that now. And then, I know Curtis, and he even said it publicly. If I needed anything, um, he would be willing to help me with whatever he has in his fish room. So, and it's been constantly like that. And I just can't say thank you enough to everybody. Thank you to you guys for watching the videos and sharing them and leaving your comments and showing that interaction. I just thank you. That's all I really needed from anybody, was just watch the stuff that I'm doing, and if you like it, leave me a like and a comment, and that's about as much support as I really did need. I also have a friend that has a store in Tempe, and he was like, "What do you need?" I was like, "Dude, I already have somebody that's committed to food. I have somebody that's committed to fish and plants." And he was like, "Well, let me help you scape it." And I was like, "He's the high level scaper. If you go watch the Chlorophyll Corner, Joe, the owner of the store, he set up all of those aquariums." And I was like, "Well, hell yeah," because I'm just gonna put a bunch of rocks and sticks and some plants and call it good. But he said, and he was even willing to the point that he said we can get some aquariums for there. He wants to set up not only the aquarium that I'm setting up, but he also wants to do like a terrarium for the kids. And so I went and reached out. I went and talked to the lady in charge of the museum, and I told her, "Hey, they want to do something with you to add on to what we're already doing there." So hopefully, they're talking it out and they get to come to an agreement or something. Because she wants, if you watch the video of the inside of the children's museum, they have a section that they want to dedicate for insects and bugs and stuff like that. Hey, good night, Berto. And so that I said I don't know anything about you know that side of the hobby. I've never kept any reptiles. I've never kept any insects, any spiders, none of that stuff. To be honest, all of that kind of creepy to me. And so I stay away from it. And but Joe from the Chlorophyll Corner, he's got a ton of experience with all that stuff. So hopefully they can come to an agreement with something. I know he's got this awesome bio orb set up in his store. I think something like that would be really neat if he does like the isotopes or isopods or isotopes. I forget what they're called. Um, but um, so that would be really neat. You got some plans. He wanted to do like the tree frogs because he's got a bunch of displays like that. So hopefully they can work something out. That'd be really cool. He was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, it sounds really cool. I don't know what it is, but so I try to put them in contact so that they can do that. And then once I have everything done, the aquarium set up, he wants to help me scape that. And it was funny because he goes, "Do you need any driftwood?" I said, "No, I got driftwood." And I showed him pictures. He goes, "Not to," he goes, "I got better stuff that we can use." I said, "All right, you know, if you want to do that, we can do that." I'm not trying to put anybody uh, in a situation where it's gonna burden them. I do appreciate all the help, though. I'm not being ungrateful about any of that. But it was a project that I took on, and I don't feel it's everybody else's responsibility to do that. But it just goes to speak volumes of the entire community, how everybody's kind of reached out in one way or another and said, "Hey, anything you need, um, we're there for you." So I just want to say thank you. That's all I can really say. I mean, I get overwhelmed, well, with excitement and enjoyment, joy because people, they feel it's a good thing. They feel it's a good cause, which so do I. That's why I decided to do it. And so we'll see. I mean, I know I've talked to the lady at the museum, and I've even told her, hey, we can. I think based on the response that I'm getting and stuff like that, I said, we could set up another aquarium or a couple of other ones if that's something that you're interested in. And so we did a walkthrough, and she was telling me, wow, this wall right here, I think it would be cool if we set up some tanks. And I said, all right, so I don't know, maybe this is the one thing that I would like to do is and that's why everybody that's offered to help me, I think at some point or another, you guys will get that opportunity if you really want to do this, because it would be real neat if every year we could do a complete reset of that aquarium, at least the one that's going to be there, and bring in different species so the kids are getting exposed to the different types of species that are there. And I think a 75 is a pretty good size aquarium that allows you to deal with a lot of different species. You have a lot more options. Um, Obviously, bigger would be nicer. I do have a 300 that's sitting here. If they were to say we have the room for it, oh, I'd give it up in a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, that would be, well, no, not that one because it's got the backside painted. But I would have thought the Peninsula 300-gallon aquarium would have been awesome. But that one's got a factory black acrylic. So I just realized that right now when I looked over at it. But there's still a lot of stuff. Once you get into that size of aquarium, the whole world opens up as to what you can do with it. So that's an option too. I don't know, but I'm not gonna try to impose myself on what they're trying to do. They requested a 60 or a 75. Just happened that I had a 75 that I haven't done anything with. So I said, why not? Um, like I've told you guys in the past, I've been very fortunate that a lot of the stuff that people reach out to me and give me stuff because they're getting out of the hobby or they're having to move. We live in a military town. Yuma it's got two big military bases. It's got an army base and it's got the big Marine Corps base here. So we constantly have people that are coming in and leaving the community and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, the reason why I wouldn't even bat an eye to give away that 300 is because the friend that gave it to me says, I know you're going to find a good place. Even if you don't use it, you'll find a good place for it to go with somebody else within the hobby. Because I constantly get messages, hey, do you have an extra 10-gallon? Do you have this or do you have that? Or on the other side, hey, I have this stuff. Do you want it? And I take it in because eventually it all kind of goes around the community, and it gets reintroduced back into new hobbyists or you just I that's why I have a lot of stuff. You can see the video where I got a whole chest full of filters and heaters and stuff like that that I've been able to, somebody's looking for something that's like, hey, I got a spare one, here you go. You know, the idea is to keep people, coming into the hobby and staying in the hobby. Usually they don't go away with just the heater or a filter. They'll be leaving here with fish. They'll be leaving here with plants. Anything that they want to take, I let them have it. A lot of the times they'll tell me, "Hey," because they'll see when I post stuff. "Oh, I see you have some guppies. Can I buy some from you?" And I tell them yes, just to get them here. But when they leave from here, they're walking away with whatever they want and a couple of extras that they weren't planning on leaving with, because I want to spread the hobby. I mean, I am a true believer in karma, and it's always worked out well for me. So I can't turn my back on that. Um, I believe that um, everything that we do good gets reciprocated. So why am I not gonna be generous with other people when they've been very generous with me? So, and that's just it, and it's cool because it keeps me in the hobby. A lot of I've come across a lot of species of fish that I normally wouldn't. Um, yeah, you can get. As a matter of fact, I'll even ship them to you if you want some fancy or mutt guppies. No straight lines, but send me an email if you want some. I'll send them. I don't care. They're gonna make more anyways. You know, so that's not a problem. So it's just that's what I enjoy doing in the hobby. Everybody tells me, are you breeding to sell?" Well, not really. I mean, I'm breeding to exchange, interact, to make new friends. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I use this hobby. Um, I've been very fortunate that I've gotten to meet a lot of you in the different chats. Um, Apparently, you really like what I'm doing because you continue to support me. I don't keep set times. I don't really do any of that stuff. But yet, time after time, doesn't matter. Like this last minute stream, you guys are here, and that to me is awesome. It's just it's really cool. So, you know, it, it's how can you not enjoy this hobby when you get all of this, and everybody usually comes with an excellent vibe, and I feed off of that. Everybody's very encouraging. I hear people constantly complain that they get trolled, or they get negative comments on their content and stuff like that. You know what? I gotta be honest. I don't know what it is, but I don't get that stuff. I don't, and I'm not saying that because I want it, but I'm very fortunate even there that I don't get that kind of traffic or comments or that negativity. Um, I don't know. It's just um, again, it's karma. That's the way I look at it. Uh, I try to do things, straight from the heart. I never do anything with the expectations of something in return. Like if I quid pro quo, if I do this, what do I get? No, I mean, I've 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 had so much success throughout my life just being the way that I am that I couldn't change that. Um, it wouldn't be right. I I think I wouldn't be as happy as I am if I didn't do that. So, um, I've been in my personal life very blessed. I have beautiful kids. Um, it's just I don't know. I have to adhere to what I know has worked for me. And oh, tofu advisor, I mean, I don't even have the aquarium up and running. But honestly, if the museum would want it, I in a heartbeat, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would put it up there because then more people get to enjoy it. Here it would be a little bit selfish because I would have it. Obviously, it would become like the focal point of the entire fish room. I mean, anytime you have a big aquarium like that, it does become the focal point of any fish room. Doesn't matter what you keep in there. Um, but I've always I've always thought that that would be really cool to set up a monster tank with nano fish, and it's been done. I mean, I'm the big inspiration for me has always been Rachel O'Leary. That's I love what she was doing with the big aquariums, the 75-gallon aquariums, and all these really small fish. I To this day, I still go back and rewatch a lot of those videos just because I really enjoy that. That's some people really like the 24-inch, 36-inch fishes. That's fine. But I I think Corvus, he had, I think it was like a 180 or something like that, that was all scaped and planted. I thought that was like the coolest aquarium ever. I'll take that aquarium over, I don't know, some Arapaima tank or something like that in a heartbeat. But again, like I was saying in Berto's live stream, the beauty of this hobby is that there's something for everybody. It would be so boring if we all liked exactly the same thing. It just, you know, that would, what do you talk about with somebody else? And how do you get into these silly debates about what's better, a, a monster fish or a nano fish? That's what makes it fun. And you could poke fun at each other in a good way because of the fish that you keep. And to me, that just makes the community much stronger, and it makes those bonds a lot tighter. Like, for example, Alex, he likes to keep hot dogs, in an aquarium. That's his thing, whatever. Um, but that's what he likes. So why not? But I don't know. Like I said, oh, as far as the stand, I was showing in Berto's live stream how that's coming along. I'm starting to wrap it around. One of the things that I needed to figure out was I didn't want to put like physical doors on the aquarium itself. I have a 2 foot the biter that wouldn't give you to when it didn't raise it when yeah, yeah. But oh, I know what I was saying, because there's going to be kids and stuff like that. The last thing I want them is to be opening up drawers or cabinet doors, and because that way it would allow me to have, hey friend, gracias por estar aquí. It would allow me somewhere to keep like the food for the fish, and maybe the hose for the maintenance, and a lot of the stuff. So I'm not having to lug it back and forth. The 75 stand has quite a, 44 foot of storage areas, 4 foot by 18. So that's a lot of square inches that you can store stuff. I can put the buckets in there, and so I spent all day of trying to figure out how to do shelf a door that looks like a facade, but you can actually remove it and have it look like decent, so that it's going to be something that everybody's going to be seeing. And I think I figured out you can do some pretty neat stuff if you use some of these magnets, the like rare earth magnets. They're pretty strong, where I don't think the kids are going to be able to pull it off, um, and they're not going to have that intuition to want to pull on it because there's no handles. So it's going to look flush all the way around, and you know, hopefully it works out. If not, then I'm going to have to figure. The last thing I wanted to do was drill screws into it so that it doesn't come undone, and then have to be taking my my power drill and remove them. But if I have to do that, I do that. Uh, I'm up to 4 fish over 2 feet now. Oh, with more going out. Well, that's the problem. I will never have that problem with nanofish, that they get too big that I can't find where to throw them in. And we just received your message. Appreciate for reaching out. Oh, okay. That's my friend from the chlorophyll corner, because I sent him the contact information for the lady at the museum. Hopefully, let's see. Worst comes to worst, maybe something with a padlock. Yeah, like I said, but the idea is to try to make it as aesthetic as possible. Wow, I'm not. I'm by no means a woodworker. It's pretty rough. I mean, it looks. I made it look kind of. Well, you know what? Let me add the phone to it, and I can actually show you guys instead of just talking about it. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm reading Instagram messages that are popping up on the screen. That's what I'm saying. Okay, too. So go in here. Nope, that's not what I want. And I'll walk over there and show you a little bit. It's almost done. I still need to sand it. Hey, Laro. Let's see this one. Enter Studio. Let me turn down the volume on this one for right now.
There we go. Volume down? Nope.
There we go. All right, let me walk over there. Let me mute this one here. All right, can you guys hear me on this one?
Turn sideways. Let me do this solo. Audio's good? Okay, thank you for the audio check. I thought you were in Vegas on Tuesday. No, not on Tuesday. Let me see. All right, so this is the stand that I'm working on. I got a bunch of stuff on the ground. Don't pay attention to that. Well, anyways, this is what I was talking about. I'm wrapping it so that you can't tell where the door is. This is nailed on there, but the idea is to be able to remove this panel like this and then get access to it. And when it's on there, you can't tell that it's a I can be able to conceal it, and it just looks like it's just one continuous board. And then the idea is to put the magnets. I'm gonna inlay them in there, so that if they try to pull on it, it's got to have some resistance, and they'll think it's nailed in. But this still needs to be sanded down. I was working on it, then I got to talking on Berto's live stream, and I didn't finish it. But it's almost done. I just need to do the other side similar to this. Sand it down. I should be able to have that done by tomorrow. And this will go quick because I already have all the lumber cut out, and it's just took me a little while to figure out the mechanism for it. And but after just kind of brainstorming, I was able to figure it out. But this is hopefully what it's going to look like when it's all done. It's just going to look like this, all wrapped. And I'm going to get a piece of a top for this from my friend that has the sawmill, and it's going to have a live edge. It'll probably come out about an inch over the top. The sides will be just smooth, but the front will be a live edge. And I really like the one that he had set up in his oops, I'm gonna fall over here in his store. And that's kind of what I want to do. But that's where it's at now. It's your basic stand. It's not gonna collapse on anybody. But that's that. Let me get back to the other side. I got stuff laying everywhere. Get this one back up. Remove this one.
All right. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully it'll look nice. I don't have, this is the first time. If you guys look at all my stands, I've never done anything. That's the most elaborate work that I've done. And I personally feel pretty proud of it, but again, I don't have the skills that some of these woodworkers. I've seen some beautiful, beautiful work that people have done. They can laminate it, make it look a lot nicer. But for my skill level, again, this was one of those things. Because even the lady at the museum, she said, "We'll buy a stand for it." I said, "No, I don't want you to spend money. It's I'd rather that money go for other activities for the kids. Don't the whole aquarium stuff. I don't want it to be a cost for them, especially because it doesn't need to be. I mean, I I'm able to do a lot of this stuff, and I'd rather them take those resources and do anything else, but spend it on, because they even wanted to move. If you watch the video where that outlet was at, she goes, "We can move it, relocate it, and this is like, no, that's fine. We'll work around it. We'll figure something out. You don't need to do any of that stuff, um, because I don't want any resources that could be allocated for the kids. I don't want it to go to what I'm doing. And like I said, right now at this point, I've been very, very, very fortunate. I know Laro's here. She was holding some gravel for me um, from a while back. I was able to go pick that up, so I don't even have to worry about what I'm going to put as far as substrate. I have some of that, and I have some sand here, some pull filter sand that I can kind of mix together and make it look nicer. But if I know Joe's going to bring the whole setup, and he's not going to let me put any of this stuff. He's going to want to go with. He's a. I think he's the only ADA provider for Arizona or in Phoenix. I know for sure in Phoenix. So, hey Chu, and so it's just like I said, it's just been really amazing. How much everybody has been being very supportive. I mean, I've all the comments have been nothing but support and love. The other thing is I'm just amazed, all the messages, the texts, whatever you need, and not even batting an eye. It's kind of like, all right, you need it, here you go. You need it, here you go. So that to me is just, I don't know, how do I pay that back? How do you I I'm not going to be able to pay it back. The only thing I can do is make good on what I'm doing, and hopefully make everybody proud that supported me, that they're happy that they did it. That it's not something that they'll look back and go, we pulled the trigger too quick, and it's not exactly what we expected. But that's what it is. You know what? I don't want to do this by myself tonight. I forgot to drop the link. Anybody that wants to come up here, you're more than welcome to. I'm kind of running out of things to say anyway, so. And I'm not really ready to go to bed. What? What's going on? I don't know how to use my own computer. Okay, copy. There we go. I didn't copy it. And like I said, anybody that wants to come up here is more than welcome to. I know Alex was driving, so I don't know if he is, but even if we've never met, this is a good opportunity to have a conversation. That's the other thing I got to work on scheduling. Now, there's several people that I've invited to do the live stream with me, but sometimes just life gets in the way, and we can't come up with a time and date and stuff like that. But that's okay. I understand that too, because I get real busy. But I do appreciate the people that are willing to do it. It's just, we'll get to it. I mean, it's no rush. So I know I did the last one that I did. Oh, there he is. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It doesn't sound too bad, right? I'm in the car.
No, it's not bad. I could figure that you're driving because I could hear a little bit of the road noise, but it's not to the where it's a nuisance.
Okay, cool.
Are you going to Sal's house?
Yeah, he responded, so I'm not gonna break in or anything.
Sure. Yeah. No, sorry, Alex. I was responding to a comment by Chris, and
Okay.
yeah, because I know I had invited her too, and we're trying to work. I know they have a big event that they're going to Vegas, and for the koi show or something like that. Which I'm a week before that up there. We're gonna go see our daughter, and we're gonna be up there 4 days. And I was like, I almost tempted to tell my wife, can we push it back? But she'd murder me because she really wants to go see our daughter.
Yeah.
So do I, but I mean, she can wait a week. She'll
That's
hate me
funny.
if she hears me say that. So what are you gonna go pick up?
I think it's gonna be a bunch of filters.
Oh, okay.
I'm just in my car right now, but let me try not to go too fast here. Um, yeah, I don't think I need the truck today or anything, so I'll fill up my back seat in my trunk with some filters and stuff, and that'll be good because I only have one spare SX6 right now.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm putting that on the 90.
It'll be funny. You're going over there to pick up filters, and the next thing I see is a picture from you with tanks tied on the roof of the car.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
Uh,
I
yeah.
don't think that'd work too well for me though. I don't have like a roof rack or anything.
Man, have you seen the people in India how they strap stuff to the top of their cars? You don't need a roof rack.
Oh yeah,
You just need a towel so it doesn't scratch your paint.
dude. When I lived in Korea, I would see people with like cardboard boxes all like collapsed down, but stacked up like 10 feet tall on like the back of a scooter.
Well, down here, I just go across the border to Mexicali, and you'll see a family of 5 on a little scooter.
Yeah, no helmets and all flip flops.
You know, they're all making it work. So
Yeah,
I don't see why you can't strap a couple of tanks on. Well, people used to strap deer to the hood of their car, so why not a tank?
I've never seen that.
I don't
I
think
mean,
they
I
do
grew up
that anymore
mostly.
because they actually have pickup trucks, but
Yeah,
yeah, I guess at one point that used to be a thing.
I grew up mostly in Georgia, and I remember people at school would go and get deer and have them in the back of their truck.
Yeah, well, you're not as old as I am.
Yeah, yeah. I'm only 14, so go easy.
14. You wish. 14 times 2.
I wish I was 14 times 2.
Oh, you're in your 30s already, huh? You old guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty old now.
No, you're not.
I've got a
Shit,
bad back. I've got bad
it
knees. You know.
it's all what's the word I'm looking for?
It's all mild.
No, it all depends who you're telling it to, because I tell my older friends that I'm old, and they're like, "No, dude, you're only 50. We're 60." Is like, it's all relative as to who you're telling.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, I've got my bad back and everything, so like I'll tell people older than me that I'm old. I don't care. I'm basically an old man at this point. I just look.
no, not really. I used to think the same thing when I was like in my 36, right around the time when I quit playing baseball. And I was
Uh
like, oh, I got to stop playing because I'm old. But I was just beat up. But 2 years after not playing anymore, I was able to recuperate, heal, and I felt like I do it again. Now that I'm 52, no, how old am I? Yeah, 51, born 72. So no, I'm gonna be 52 in November. That's sad. Um, yeah, 14 times 5, says Laurel. And now I go, when I was 36, that was young. That was young. I don't feel old though, by no means. I don't even feel my age, to be honest. There's times where I forget that I'm in my 50s, and I go, wow, where did time go so quick? But I don't feel 50, really. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're only 20 years older than me.
Only.
Only 20.
Yeah. So, as long as I don't feel my age, I don't care. I'll still continue to do stuff. Let's see. I had a cousin that had this beautiful Grand National, He went hunting and he got one. He refused to stick it in the trunk. So he dragged it behind the car and across the bridge. He didn't have any deer by the time he got home.
You'd have a bloody rope.
Pretty much. He got a ticket for it though. I can only imagine. There wasn't much of a deer probably left. It was just no, I don't even want to say it because
it'd be easy to find who was doing it because they'd leave a nice trail.
Yeah. What would they cite you for? For littering?
Unsafe road condition.
That's vehicle. Yeah, that's probably what I would think is littering, because it's how are you being cruel if it's already dead?
If you drag metal and you tear up the road, they'll ticket you for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This might get loud for a second. I gotta go around this guy.
Yeah, no, but that's at that point, why go hunting? Apparently he was already Yeah, I don't think there was even anything left for a hamburger. Oh, for unsafe transport. Yeah, I can see that too, because there's probably stuff flying all over the damn road.
Yeah, unsafe transport. That sounds like a good one.
Oh, okay.
They'll
it's
get
like
you
not
for that here if you have like a ladder and you don't hang like a red flag off the end of it.
Yeah, that's what Steve's saying, that it was because it wasn't properly secured. But that is crazy. You go to all that trouble to go hunt something, and then you just leave it on the roadway, because that's all he really did.
Do you ever see is his name, is it Matt Farah that used to do those driving videos out on the Snake in California?
No, I don't know. I don't.
He had like a podcast kind of deal where he'd make a video where he was like a professional car reviewer, and he would have people that watch his channel bring their cars to him, and he would drive them around the canyons in California. And
Okay.
he would comment on them.
Oh, okay.
But he was doing a video, and someone was dragging a gigantic tree stump on a chain, and he comes around a corner and almost slams into this tree trunk. And it's wild. The video probably went viral. But if you like go back a minute and like the timestamps, you can go back and see like there's like a big wood chip like drag line in the road, and you don't really notice it until you go back and look, when you know what you're looking for.
And he probably didn't pick up on it because he's going so fast up down the road or up the road.
Yeah, he was in some sports car or something, and then he comes around the corner and it's like a huge trunk. It's like a giant stump that some guy was just pulling with a chain.
Crazy.
I guess that's what it looked like when that guy was pulling a deer. Or it was.
Yeah, I can imagine. I would have hated to have been stuck behind him though.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting. Imagine being stuck behind him, and then having to go to the car wash. How do you explain that? How do people believe what you're telling them?
You gotta have your windshield wipers on while you're driving.
Steve says he actually hit a massive log that fell off a truck and destroyed his front end, broke his drive shaft. Man, to break the drive shafts, that's got to be a pretty strong impact.
I know when I hit a deer, I had to go through the car wash, and like at that point, I didn't even have a bumper on my car because it got destroyed. But like I was like hosing out stuff out of my radiator and stuff, very dirty.
Yeah, but you see, at that point, you have vehicle damage, so that could kind of explain it. But when you have a car that doesn't have any vehicle damage, but it's splattered everywhere, That would make for some interesting conversations, and maybe the cops start showing up where you're washing your car and wanting to ask you some questions.
Yeah, if you don't have like an accident report and you're trying to have like insurance or like a body shop fix it up, they'll probably ask you a few questions.
Yep. So how far is it that you're driving?
I'm about 30 minutes away right now.
But is it an hour away from where you live normally?
Pretty much.
Or,
I mean, everything an hour from me at this point.
oh, okay.
I moved to be closer to work, but I'm south of the airport. And if you go further south than me, there's like basically nothing for a long time.
Okay.
They have like it gets to be kind of like big open land and like wildlife management areas. But then you go north where everything is, and you have to go through the airport traffic and then the city traffic, and then you go further past that, and you have like the nice areas where you have like all the really good fish stores and stuff.
Hmm.
So whenever I go anywhere, it's going to be at least 30, 45 minutes. But when I go to
QB
work, it
Passport
only takes me
Flexing.
15. So
I've never seen that name before. Well, welcome to Just Left Mexicali today. Oh, nice. What were you doing in Mexicali? QB Passport Flexing. Are you from the Imperial Valley? I grew up in Calexico and Mexicali. Just left Mexicali. Did some work on my car. Oh, nice.
what's this guy's name?
Quarterback Passport Flexing, QB.
Okay, yeah, that's a new one for me too.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before.
Welcome.
Yes, especially if he's from down there. See, the avatar is too small to pick out the school colors that he's wearing on there. I used to work in the valley. Oh, okay.
Oh man, the worst part right now, I keep driving under like really big tunnels and bridges,
Yes.
and normally I like to. I don't want
Normally
to
you
do
like
it
to
on
what?
straight.
Oh.
I'll hit the gas a little bit so I can hear the car,
Ah.
but it'll be all muffled and it won't sound good on stream.
we were stuck behind some Harleys today. And we have a
Oh
couple
yeah,
overpasses that when we cross, my wife goes, "Why do they rev it up?" And it's funny because it was exactly the same thing what you just said. They wanted to hear the echo of the bike resonating off the walls. And she goes, "I don't get it." I said, "You're not a guy. That's why you don't get it."
yeah. When I go to my doctor's appointment, I go to I see a specialist in Atlanta, and I have a big parking garage there, and I have to park at the top because if I park like in the middle somewhere, I set off all the car alarms when I turn my car on.
What did you modify the exhaust on your car or what?
I don't have an exhaust, bro.
Oh, you got straight pipes, huh?
Yeah, I got a catback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no mufflers.
Oh, that's right. You have the what is it? A charger?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, those already sound good as it is.
yeah. So I'm trying to keep the RPMs a little low so that you can still hear me because it gets kind of annoying if I'm trying to talk on the phone. I'm sure you hear road noise right now. I'm just
No,
mostly coasting.
actually, it's not coming through. To be honest,
Oh, perfect.
one of these days I will come on to introduce my. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. QB passport. Let me see. I gotta go check out his channel. Oh, okay.
I know. Last time I came on, I was trying to use my AirPods because the Bluetooth in my car wasn't picking it up for some reason. It's the StreamYard app. It doesn't like to work with stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
but
just
now I'm
subbed
just
to this
using
channel.
the car Bluetooth.
Let me see what kind of stuff. He does a lot of fitness stuff. He travels quite a bit. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, he goes down to Mexico quite a bit. Tacos y
That'd be
señoritas.
that'd be cool to be able to go down to Mexico for a day trip.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I take it for granted how close I am to the border that I can go and come all in the same day. Well, to be honest, that's where we go for our medical care.
It's a lot cheaper.
Well, because we have a real interesting dynamic because we live right on the border. That to be honest, the medical care down there is by far superior to any medical care here in the United States because through our insurance, you're dealing with the private institutions. So they're
Yeah.
private hospitals, and they're fancy. I mean, I'm trying to think a nicer hospital here in this area. You would have to go to San Diego to be able to find some of the nice hospitals.
Yeah.
And then there's no wait times. You're when you get an appointment, you're probably waiting 10-15 minutes to be seen. You go to the doctor here, you're waiting half of the day because everybody gets the same time slot. Well, at least out here in California. I don't know what it's like in other states, but
Yeah.
our medical system is garbage. And
It's
then
kind of the
everything is
opposite over here.
where in Georgia.
Yeah. So like over here we have like there's like two main big chains of hospitals, and they're private, but they get some government funding, I'm sure. But one of them is a Northside Hospital, and their chain, they are really, really nice on the inside. And I know when my grandpa was real sick and was staying in the hospital a long time, that's where he was. And I go there and I'm like, wow, this place is like, it's like nicer than most hotels I've stayed at. And then my other grandpa, I take him to his VA appointments. And man, those hospitals that you go for VA stuff, they're just absolute junk.
Uh,
You see like they look like they're all full of like 90s furniture. Like
yeah.
the cabinets and the shelves and stuff are like 30 years old.
See, that's why I don't understand as much money as they're giving the military. How come they're not providing the care to go along with it? It's just
Because all that money is going to Raytheon.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it's just I know Steve gets on me all the time. He goes, "How come you didn't use the VA clinics? Why? Why do I want to use the VA clinics when I can go to Mexicali and get treated like a human being?"
Yeah, like my job has health insurance and everything, so I have the VA, and my mom gets on to me about that. Like, why don't you go to the VA for free? I'm like, well, because I already pay for health insurance, and I'd rather go to somewhere that is nice. Like, I go to see a specialist at Emory. It's like, one of the nicest hospitals in the country.
Hmm.
If I was going with the VA, they'd put me the cheapest place they could find.
Yeah, the hospital that we like to go to is called Almater, and what's really neat is like you go to the doctor visit. If you need any kind of testing, you can all get it done right then and there, and you don't have to wait for your insurance to get back to you to see if
Yeah,
it's approved. So you just you go if you need to get blood work done, you just go right across the hall. They draw your blood. You wait an hour. They have your results,
that's
and
nice.
you get seen all in the same day. Same things
That's
for radiology. It's just they give you a slip. There's none of this where you have to contact they do all they're set up to do everything in house.
Yeah.
San Felipe or Puerto Peñasco. Depends, QB Passport, what it is you want to do. San Felipe is more of a small beach town, where Puerto Peñasco is more set up for the night scene. So, based on that information, you could choose. The only time San Felipe really gets popping is during spring break, because they'll have a lot of nightclubs at night. Where Puerto Peñasco is more of a tourist destination for all the people that live in Tucson, Phoenix, and even out here, some people. But it's more of a party port versus San Felipe. What happened? Is Fathom on the crazy? Yeah, he's lost a few marbles, funk, and I'm trying to convince him that he needs to go get taken care of. But yeah, no, I can't complain. I mean, I've tried doing medical care here, stateside, and
Yeah.
every time we go there, we get so upset and disappointed.
That's
A lot
what's
of worry
annoying
off my.
about where I go. They obviously have everything in house. It's like a premier hospital.
Hmm.
But the problem is, you need to go and get like radiology. It's like a different department, and they have like a whole different staff, and
Yeah.
so they'll schedule you, and it'll be like, next week. So if I
No.
gotta go and just have like something like checked out, right? Then, oh, my lane is closing. That was bad. Yeah. So if I had to go just to get something like looked at, maybe get an X-ray or a CT scan or something like that, I could get it all done in one day, but I'll have to see just a regular doctor, and then they'll have to refer me to radiology, and then like next week I'll have to come back for radiology, and then the week after that I'll be scheduled to see the normal doctor again to go over the results. And it's like, this could have been a one-day thing if you guys had your stuff together.
Yeah, but it's all that they gotta, because I find that here, when it's just outside a doctor's visit, they gotta call the insurance company to make sure that it gets approved, because they want to make sure they get
Yeah.
covered. So it's just, I don't know. Down there, like I said, it's all one stop shop, and you only go to the doctor visit and you get everything done that same day. You might hang out a little bit longer, but you're gonna know everything you need to know by the end of the day, unless it's some more extended, like lab work, where they have to get somebody to really analyze it. It's just more than just blood work. It's a little bit more complicated. Then
Yeah.
yeah, you might wait a week and have to come back. But
That sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll move to Mexico.
you know what? A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are doing it. This last time that I went to San Carlos, there is a huge expat community down there, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Almost there isn't a single restaurant that you go to down there that doesn't speak English.
Yeah. I mean, I hear only good things, other than like,
Well, it does.
know,
Don't be
the
fooled.
obvious.
There are some really bad aspects to it, but
Yeah.
for the most part, like I said, it's like anything else. I'm sure there in Georgia, if you go looking for trouble, you're gonna find it. It's like anywhere
Yeah. I
else.
mean, I live in Atlanta, so it's not very safe here.
Well, it's not very safe depending on where you go, what time of the day you go.
Yeah. Like right now, if I were downtown, it would not be safe. But if I was there during the daytime, it'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
But then, like, I could go to where my parents live, like their area. Like, you don't even have to lock your car doors and stuff.
Well,
But
that's kind of what I like about here. There's been many nights where I forget to lock the front door of the house too. But
yeah.
we're in a community that doesn't have um, drive-through traffic.
Yeah.
The people that are coming into this residential development are coming here for two reasons: either they live here or they're visiting somebody, because there isn't anything other than the houses that are out here. So
Yeah. It's like
people.
the opposite of where I'm at right now. Like, I don't lock my car doors at night, but it's for the opposite reason, because I don't want my windows broken.
Oh, are you serious? Is that bad?
Yeah,
So obviously you don't leave anything in the car.
no. I mean, I just leave like junk. I don't leave anything expensive.
And
But
have they gotten into your car yet?
my old car, I've had my windows busted.
Yeah. Well, that's what you figured. It's going to cost you more in money to get it repaired than
Yeah,
what it would have the value of what they took.
yeah, and like my driver window is only like $100, but there's like a little tiny like corner window in the back, and that thing's like $400, and people like to break that one because it's just small enough to put an arm through. And it's like, dude, if you're gonna break a window, please just get the $100 window, not the $400 window.
That's where you got to put a sticker on there. Break this one, not this one.
Yeah, then insurance wouldn't like that. But
Well, they don't have to know that. Well, I guess they do because they're going to take a picture of it.
I would take off the sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, that way. Look, if you're going to get in here, well, that was well, you probably don't remember this, but like in the 90s, we used to have the pull-out stereos.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I have that in my truck.
and I remember people would break in there to take the damn stereo, and a lot of those times those stereos weren't really worth what the window was costing
Yeah,
you to break it.
yeah. The one that's in my truck, they had to like it's got like some kind of software lock, so like it won't work in any other vehicle. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
just power it on. And that's like the anti-theft that they had in the '90s, because it's a old '90s truck,
Oh, okay.
but it runs like a champ.
Well, most of those trucks, well, not most of them. Some, depending on which trucks you had, they were pretty reliable.
Yeah, the only problem is I get like 8 miles to the gallon in it,
Yeah.
but I can get that in this car too if I try.
Without trying too hard, huh?
Yeah, like right now I'm getting 28. That's not bad.
No, no, it
I'm
isn't.
I've got half my engine turned off right now. I'm
You
just
see,
cruise control going 70.
my car says I get about 40 something,
Yeah,
but I wonder how much of that is really true.
that's probably true. I mean, when you're on the highway, it's pretty efficient. Like my old Focus would get like 43, but
Yeah.
that car
Well,
was slow and crappy.
I do drive a little hybrid, so
Yeah.
he says I had an F-350 stolen from a park and ride one day. The next day, the guy I was working with and parked there got out of his Hummer and left you running with the windows down. And they didn't take it. Yeah, it's a gas hog. It's set running wide open for 9 hours. I'm surprised it ran for 9 hours. So, have you figured out what you're going to do with all your aquariums? What's going in them?
I'm
Or
working on it.
better
I mean,
yet, how many of those are up and set up, or not set up, but at least ready to be put water in them?
So I have 140, 175, and then the 90 are technically ready for water. The 90, I'm making a video right now, but I'm in between paint coats. So I've been making a video painting it and stuff.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it look nice, and I think I'm gonna paint the stand too, because the stand is white, and I kind of prefer black stands because you spill some water and stuff. White gets dingy over time. Plus, all the racks in that room are black.
Yeah. I know you were asking me what color I was going to paint the background on that 75, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because I do have I have the frost that privacy stuff, which I have in most of my aquariums, but
Have you
the only
used that
problem,
before?
huh?
You used that before, right?
Most of my aquariums have that. I have very few that are actually black backgrounds, which
Have you,
I, depending on what I'm keeping in them though, you know, I do like the black. It just makes fish pop more.
have you seen a Fishwit tank on Instagram?
I'm sure I have, but I don't
She
recall it off.
she's got a 60 that has the frosting on the back, and
Hmm.
then she's got like a LED like RGB panel behind it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and so she can make the background basically any color she wants.
I thought ADA sells those.
They have a version of it, but
Yeah, it's
I
like a
mean, I
screen.
built hers. It was
Oh,
cheap.
okay.
You know, went down to Lowe's and got the frosting, and then went on Amazon and got like $20 for like 24 feet of RGB lights. I think they're Govee, but the colors can cycle or be a solid color. But she's got that electric blue Jack Dempsey, and so a lot of oranges work really nice in that tank. Sometimes
Okay.
blues. I know during Halloween she did like a little bit of a Halloween color theme.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that frosted look. I might do the frosted look on one of my tanks.
The only problem with the frosted look is that you actually have to scrape the back panel because when you start getting that green spot
Oh
algae,
yeah,
it just pops.
yeah,
Or unless you're like me who doesn't care and I just let it grow.
yeah. That might be a deal breaker for me because I reserve my back panel of glass for like biological. You know, I don't touch the back panel on any of my tanks unless it's like really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Stephen P is asking that you fill the whole screen material with LEDs.
No, you just put it behind the tank
Okay.
and it diffuses through.
I saw one where they put it at the bottom and
Yeah,
they had it facing up and then it would kind of do the gradual um fading of it where it was more intense at the bottom and the higher it got it was more
yeah,
subdued, and that looked pretty neat, but you have to keep the paper, you can't stick it to the back of the aquarium. That's the only problem when you do it that way.
yeah. So her lights are stuck onto the stand pointing up, like the
Uh-huh.
LED strips are pointing up, and then there's another strip that's basically on the frame of the tank pointing down. But there's no lights aimed at the aquarium, and you know it kind of bounces off the wall and stuff behind it,
Oh, okay.
and all of the cables are all managed to go behind the frame and not the tank, so you don't see any wires or tubes or anything.
Yeah. Stephen P is saying he has 4 of them, but they're from a company that makes them. They make the
Yeah,
whole panel, he said.
you could do it yourself for like $30,
Yeah.
and I don't know if she's got a good picture of it on her Instagram. If she doesn't, I'll tell her to post one. I mean, it looks real nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get the different gradients of the intensity, and that would
Yeah,
look really neat. The first time I ever saw something like that, I think it was with Ryo
yeah,
Watanabe, I think is his name.
yeah, Ryo.
Yeah, and he
I
had
love his
that.
channel.
He had but he had the original one.
Yeah, the expensive one.
Oh, okay. He says he's got the the standard ones that come from Current. I saw
Now,
those too.
the cool thing about the one Fishwit has is at night, it's a whole different vibe. Because when you turn off the aquarium light and you just have the backlight on and the room is dark at night, everything in the tank is black. It's like a silhouette. So like you get like the silhouette of all the plants and like the driftwood and stuff, and then the fish
Mm.
swimming around, and it looks so cool. You
Sounds
know,
like
because
it.
the background, you know, is lit up still, but like everything in the tank is black.
Mm.
It almost looks animated.
Well, but she definitely has to upload a video if she doesn't have it.
Yeah, I don't. I'd told her to post more on Instagram. I don't think she can post videos though. I don't know about that.
Oh, because of her work?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. Is she testing stuff?
No, but I think that they might be making some policy changes and stuff. I don't think they like that anymore.
So only the ones that have been hired to do content will be able to do content?
I think so.
Uh,
I think they probably don't want people showing up for the clout and then leaving. You know what I mean?
oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah. Using the name to get recognition.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. It sucks if you're trying to be a content creator, but then again it doesn't because you're actually working for a company that you want to work for. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting off the highway now. That means I'm getting closer.
nice. I'm gonna laugh if you send me a picture back with a bunch of other stuff that you weren't expecting to get.
Yeah, I'm gonna come home with like a fish or something. I
So
bet.
what is Sal doing? Is he breaking down his fish room or what?
Kinda. I mean, he's moving,
Oh, okay. That
but
sucks.
he's moving like down the road though.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I know he really got into those shallow rimless tanks.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah,
don't
his
know.
fish room's real sweet.
I don't know if he's just trying to make, instead of having stuff like I do back here, he's being more selective of what he's doing. I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's not getting out or anything. He was saying that he might get rid of some of his tanks, and when he moves, he might not set them all up just yet because he wants to start trying to escape them a little bit more.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
once in a while he'll post some of the stuff. I think he's got one that he set up. It's not a river, but it's like a rock setup that's got water coming off the top, and I think or am I confusing his setup? But I know it looked pretty neat either way,
yeah,
and I think it was a brackish tank or something like that. It was something not out of the norm, not something very very common, which I thought was pretty cool.
I think he does have one brackish tank, or at least had one.
I don't know if he was trying to like replicate like a tide pool or I don't know, but I remember looking at it. I thought it looked pretty neat, and I think it is a saltwater tank now that I think about it. But it looks like he's got a lot of rocks and hardscape in there, which is interesting. It's not your typical corals and stuff like that. When you get that beast running, oh okay, you're talking about I think a bunny viper's got like a 180 she's working on.
I'd love to make my 180 just like a really big planted up community tank, but it's currently my biggest tank, so I need the space.
Yeah, I know the one that Corvus had. I think it's a 180 if it wasn't bigger.
Yeah,
But
I love his sump videos. There's not a lot of people that do freshwater sumps.
yeah, well, I think he was like one of the very first ones that started pushing sumps on freshwater, if I'm not mistaken.
They're so good.
Well, I ran one for the longest time on that one back there. But I quit running it because it was sucking up all the fry. They were going over the overflow, and so I never had fry in there for the longest time. So, but then again, that one has not only the sump that's running on there, but it has that homemade under gravel filter.
Yeah.
So I just left it running with the under gravel filter to be able to get some fry because I do kind of like the coloration of some of those mollies. Hey, nene, feliz cumpleaños.
Well, I'm gonna hop out of here because I'm about to pull
Yeah.
up to the driveway.
Yeah, I'm done too. I gotta get up in the morning to go to work. So
Okay.
I was
Cool.
just waiting for you to tell me that you have made it home. She did
I'm almost here.
Chris says that she did a 185 with a sump and a chiller. Oh, nice. Was that for the koi fish? I'm assuming it was probably for the koi.
All right. I'll see you later, dude.
All right, you take care.
All right, you too.
All right. Well, everybody. Oh, okay. It was for the kois. Nice. Yeah, you guys all have a good night. I'm gonna bounce out of here. Thank you guys for dropping by at a very last minute stream. I know a lot of us got to get up on Monday morning and continue the grind. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.